Listen to me closely before you even think about scrolling, because what you are about to hear is not just another video, not just another voice, and definitely not another piece of content floating around the internet. What you are about to hear may be the one message your heart has been silently begging for without you even realizing it. Give me just a few minutes, not because I need your time, but because your life may need this moment. Stay, breathe, and let every word reach the places inside you that nothing else has been able to touch. This is not religion speaking, not guilt speaking, not pressure speaking. This is a voice that has been waiting for you long before this moment existed, long before your worries, your confusion, your pain, your questions, and your struggles ever began. Just stay. Something inside you already knows you shouldn't leave. Maybe life has felt heavy lately. Maybe you've been smiling on the outside while your heart feels like it's cracking silently on the inside. Maybe you've pretended to be strong for everyone else while feeling completely exhausted yourself. Maybe you haven't even told anyone how much you've been carrying because you're so used to being the one who handles everything. Or maybe you've been drifting, not broken, not destroyed, but numb. Like you're alive, but not really living. Like something is missing, but you can't quite name what it is. Whatever your story is, you're here right now for a reason, and deep inside, you know it. Let me speak to that silent part of you. The part that wonders if you really matter the way people say you do. The part that questions whether you were truly loved, truly seen, truly valued, or just tolerated by the world you've had to grow up in. The part that looks back at your past and sometimes wishes you could erase certain memories, certain decisions, certain moments you don't even like thinking about anymore. The part of you that feels like life has asked you to be stronger than you ever signed up to be. I see that part of you. I've always seen it, even when no one else did. You may not realize this, but every breath you've taken, every tear you've cried, every laugh you've had, every silent night where you stared at the ceiling thinking too much, all of it mattered. None of it was random. None of it was overlooked. None of it was invisible. You weren't just another person passing through time. Your existence has always had meaning, even in the moments it didn't feel like it. You were created intentionally, not accidentally. There is something extraordinary about your life, and deep inside, you've always suspected that. That's why giving up never truly felt like an option, even when everything tempted you to. There have been moments when you wondered if God was distant, silent, or uninterested in your life. There were times when you questioned whether heaven really noticed you or whether prayers actually went anywhere. Maybe you even asked, if God loves me, why did I have to go through this? Why did I hurt like that? Why did I lose what I loved? Why wasn't it easier? Why did it feel lonely? These questions didn't make you weak. They made you human. And they didn't push me away. They drew me closer. You see, I never wanted your life to feel like a constant battle for worth, a constant audition for acceptance, a constant struggle to feel enough. You were never meant to live under that weight. I didn't create you to spend your life drowning in guilt, trapped in shame, or lost in fear. I didn't design your soul to constantly question its own value. I didn't shape your heart for endless insecurity or silent suffering. I made you with purpose, intention, and love deeper than words could ever truly describe. There was a moment long before you ever took your first breath when I already saw your entire journey. I saw your laughs, your failures, your victories, your struggles, your seasons of strength, and your seasons of weakness. I saw the chapters you're proud of and the ones you wish no one would ever read. And even after seeing everything, I still chose you. I still loved you. I still counted you worthy of every sacrifice I made. I didn't love a perfect version of you. I loved the real you, the flawed you, the complicated you, the emotional you, the human you. Every time life knocked you down, I didn't stand distant. I was closer to you than your breath. Every tear you wiped away before anyone else could see it did not fall unnoticed. Every night you went to sleep, tired of pretending you were okay, I was right there, not judging your exhaustion, but wanting so deeply to carry some of that weight for you. You may not always feel me. You may not always recognize me. You may not always understand what I'm doing or why I'm allowing what I allow. But I have never abandoned you. Not once. Not ever. Not for a second. You've walked through storms that should have broken you. Yet here you are. You've survived moments that once felt impossible. There were seasons where you didn't see a future. Yet now you stand inside days you once prayed for. There were times when you felt like life was slipping through your fingers. Yet somehow strength kept showing up inside you when you least expected it. That strength wasn't accidental. That survival wasn't coincidence. That endurance wasn't random. Something far greater than chance has been holding you together. I need you to understand something that could change the way you see everything. Your worth has never been measured by your success, your mistakes, your performance, or your perfection. Your value isn't earned. It's inherent. You matter because I decided you do. You are loved not because you've never failed, but because you were always worth loving, even at your lowest. Nothing you've done disqualified you from my love. Nothing you didn't do removed you from my heart. My love isn't fragile. It isn't conditional. It isn't temporary. It isn't the kind that disappears when you're not impressive. It is the kind that stays, remains, holds, carries, and refuses to let go. There are parts of your story you don't talk about often. There are memories you tuck away because they're heavy to revisit. There are wounds you pretend don't hurt anymore because you've learned to function around them. But pretending to be healed is not the same as being healed. Pushing it down is not the same as being free. You don't have to hide your broken pieces from me. I'm not intimidated by them. I don't step back from your pain. I move toward it. I'm not disgusted by your scars. I understand them. I don't walk away because you're complicated. I stay because you're precious. The world may have taught you that love leaves when you fail, that people stay only while you're strong, useful, beneficial, entertaining, or successful. Maybe you've been hurt by people you trusted. Maybe you've been judged for chapters of your story no one fully understood. Maybe you've been abandoned by people you thought would never leave. Maybe life taught you to toughen up, to bury emotions, to handle everything alone. But you were never designed to navigate life by yourself. You were never supposed to carry burdens that heavy on your own shoulders. You were always meant to have someone to lean on, someone to run to, someone who doesn't change when circumstances do. And that's why I am here speaking to you now, not as a distant idea, not as a religious obligation, not as an unreachable being watching from afar, but as someone deeply invested in who you are, deeply attached to your existence, deeply connected to your heart. I came close, not because you forced me to, not because I was obligated to, but because love compelled me to. Real love doesn't watch from afar. Real love steps into the story. Real love feels. Real love fights. Real love sacrifices. Real love stays. You may not always understand why things happened the way they did. You may still wrestle with unanswered questions, unresolved emotions, and unfinished chapters. But even the things that hurt you will not be wasted. Even the pain you didn't deserve will not be meaningless. Even the confusion that once overwhelmed you will not last forever. There is a purpose being written that goes deeper than your present moment. There is healing being prepared, restoration taking shape, strength being built, and future hope aligning beyond what you can currently see. So stay. Stay in this moment. Stay listening. Stay open. Because this is just the beginning of what I want to speak into your life. I am not done with your story. I am not finished with your journey. I am not walking away halfway through the process. I started something in you long before you recognized it, and I will not stop until it becomes everything it was always meant to be. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are seen. You are loved. You are chosen. And I am not going anywhere. This is just part one. And if you will stay with me, there is so much more I am ready to reveal. More truth, more healing, more purpose, more love, more clarity, more hope than you've ever dared to imagine. So don't leave. Don't let distractions pull you away. Don't let doubt shut this moment down, because what's coming next may be exactly what your heart has been waiting for your entire life. If you are still here, it means something inside you refused to let go. Something deep within you felt that the first part wasn't just words passing by. It felt personal. It touched something sacred. And now, as we continue, I want you to lean in even closer, because what comes next isn't just meant to comfort you, it's meant to awaken you. This moment isn't accidental. You didn't stumble here by coincidence. You are being guided, drawn, invited into something deeper than you've ever known. So stay. Don't rush this. Let every word breathe inside you. You've lived through so many seasons where you had to pretend you were okay just to make it through the day. You've worn strength like armor, not because you always wanted to, but because you didn't know any other way to survive. You've had days when you laughed in public and nights when you cried in private. You've had moments when you didn't even recognize your own reflection emotionally, when you wondered when exactly life got this complicated. When did things get so heavy? When did simply existing start to feel like a battle? But through all of it, you kept going. Through confusion, through disappointment, through heartbreak, through silence, you kept breathing. And every breath was proof that you were never abandoned, even when you didn't feel anyone near. There is something you need to understand now, something deeper than before. You were never meant to live disconnected from love, real love, the kind that doesn't slip away when you fail, the kind that doesn't disappear when you're weak, the kind that doesn't shrink back when your world gets messy. You were made for love that holds, love that heals, love that fights for you, love that doesn't just visit temporarily, but chooses to stay permanently. And I didn't just come to speak about that love, I came to give it, to prove it, to anchor your entire existence in it. There were times you thought you were alone, times you thought no one saw how close you were to breaking, times you thought the world moved on while you quietly battled storms inside your heart. But I was there, in every silent room, in every sleepless night, in every heavy breath. I was there when you whispered words no one else heard. I was there when you held back tears in front of people who would never understand. I was there when you didn't know how to pray anymore, but your heart was still crying out. I have never been distant. I have never been uninterested. I have never been passive about your life. My love has always been closer than you think. There is a reason you've survived what others never would have made it through. There is a reason your heart refused to completely shut down, even when it wanted to. There is a reason your mind didn't collapse under everything it carried. Grace has been guarding you. Love has been sustaining you. Purpose has been protecting you, even in seasons when you didn't feel purposeful at all. You didn't just get lucky. You weren't just strong enough. You were being held when you didn't even realize it. You may think your mistakes define you. You may believe your failures label you. You may still judge yourself based on moments you wish never happened. But I don't see you through the lens of your worst day. I don't measure you by every time you've fallen. I don't value you based on perfection you could never reach. I see the heart beneath the scars. I see the potential hidden beneath the fear. I see the beauty inside the broken parts. I see the real you, the one the world often overlooks because it's too busy judging what's visible on the surface. I see who you are when no one is watching. I see the kindness you still show even when you've been hurt. I see the compassion you still carry even after disappointment. I see the courage it takes for you to wake up every day and keep trying when giving up sometimes feels easier. There are things you haven't forgiven yourself for yet, things you replay in your mind, asking, why did I do that? Why wasn't I stronger? Why did I trust that person? Why did I let that happen? But I didn't come to condemn you. I didn't come to embarrass you. I didn't come to remind you of your failures just to make you feel small. I came to free you from the weight of them. I came to erase the chains of shame that have wrapped themselves around your thoughts. Shame is not your identity. Guilt is not your permanent companion. Regret is not supposed to be your lifelong soundtrack. Those things were never meant to define your life. You've spent so much time believing you had to fix everything before you could feel worthy of love. You've convinced yourself you needed to be stronger, better, cleaner, more disciplined, more spiritual, more qualified before you could ever truly belong. But real love doesn't wait for perfection. Real love meets you in the mess. Real love steps into the middle of every unfinished, imperfect, complicated part of your life and says, I still choose you. And that's what I have always done. I chose you before you ever chose me. I loved you long before you ever knew how to love me. I valued you long before you understood your own worth. You're not a random life drifting through time. You are a story being written with purpose. Even the painful chapters are not wasted. Even the confusing scenes are part of the journey. Some of the doors that closed weren't rejection. They were protection. Some of the people who walked away weren't loss. They were removal of weight you were never supposed to carry. Some of the battles you faced weren't punishment. They were preparation. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're not forgotten. You're becoming. You're growing. You're healing, even if it's happening slowly, quietly, gradually. And I want you to know this. Your life is not defined by what you lost. Your future is not ruined because of what didn't work out. You are not finished just because you've been through seasons that broke you. Sometimes breaking is what makes room for rebuilding. Sometimes losing what you thought you needed makes space for what you truly deserve. Sometimes endings are actually beginnings wearing a disguise. You may not see it yet, but everything is moving towards something meaningful. You've carried so much on your own. You've tried to be your own healer, your own savior, your own strength, your own comfort. But you don't have to do this alone anymore. You don't have to hold the world on your shoulders. You don't have to pretend you're unbreakable. You don't have to hide your weakness. You don't have to silence your pain. I want to walk with you through it. I want to sit with you in the places you've been afraid to face. I want to hold the parts of your heart you thought no one could ever care for. You are not too much. You are not too broken. You are not too complicated. You are deeply, deeply loved. There is more ahead of you than behind you. There are chapters coming that will make sense of the tears you've cried. There are seasons of peace waiting where chaos once lived. There are moments of joy ahead that will feel unbelievable compared to the weight you've carried. You are not moving toward emptiness. You are moving toward fulfillment. You are not walking toward darkness. You are walking toward light. You are not headed toward hopelessness. You are headed toward purpose. So stay with me. Stay on this journey. Don't disconnect. Don't let doubt talk you out of what your spirit knows is real. You've already come this far, and I'm not letting you go. I am not giving up on you. I am not stepping away. I am not losing interest. I am right here, closer than ever, ready to continue this with you. This is not the end. This is only the next step, and there is still so much more I want to pour into you. More truth, more love, more healing, more reassurance, more purpose, more strength. So get ready for what comes next. Because part 3 isn't just continuation, it's transformation. Stay with me, because the best part of this journey is still ahead. If you are still here, it means something in you refuses to let go of this journey. It means your heart recognizes that what you are hearing isn't random, isn't accidental, isn't just another emotional moment that fades away like everything else. It means you are ready for something deeper, something stronger, something life-shifting. And now, as we step into this final part together, I want you to stay more present than ever. Don't rush. Don't just hear the words. Feel them. Let them speak to the deepest parts of you that rarely get touched. Because this isn't just about listening anymore. This is about becoming. This is about stepping into who you were always meant to be. You've carried pain, but pain is not the end of your story. You've faced storms, but storms don't get to decide your future. You've walked through seasons that left scars, but scars don't prove defeat. They prove survival. You are not standing here empty. You are standing here stronger, wiser, deeper, more aware, more alive than you realize. The things that tried to break you actually built something inside you that cannot be taken away. Strength, compassion, depth, understanding, heart. You didn't come out weaker. You came out more capable of love, more capable of hope, more capable of faith than ever before. But now you reach a moment of decision, a moment where your past can no longer define you, a moment where your fears can no longer control you, a moment where guilt and shame lose their authority over your identity, a moment where you stop surviving and start living, a moment where you stop running and finally breathe. You are not meant to spend your life trapped inside yesterday. You are meant to walk forward. You are meant to rise. You are meant to step into something greater than everything you've been through. So let me speak directly to your heart right now. You don't have to keep punishing yourself for things that happened before. You don't have to keep replaying moments you wish you could change. You don't have to keep believing you are unworthy of peace, unworthy of joy, unworthy of love. You are worthy not because you earned it, but because you were created with worth that cannot be erased. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your weakest season. You are not defined by who walked away. You are not defined by what didn't work out. You are not defined by who didn't see your value. You are defined by the love that refused to give up on you. I want you to truly understand this. You were fought for. You were protected when you didn't even realize it. You were carried through moments that should have destroyed you. You were held together when everything around you was falling apart. You didn't survive because life was gentle. You survived because love refused to let you go. Something greater than pain has been guiding you. Something greater than fear has been speaking to you. Something greater than every wound has been healing you slowly, quietly, faithfully. And now, that same love calls you forward. It calls you into freedom from the thoughts that have tormented you. It calls you into peace from the anxiety that has lived inside your chest for too long. It calls you into confidence where insecurity has tried to have the final word. It calls you into joy where sadness has tried to build a home. It calls you into purpose where confusion tried to bury your passion. You were never born to live small, to hide, to shrink, to doubt your worth every day. You were born to shine, to live with intention, to stand with strength, to walk with clarity, to embrace life fully. You have dreams you stopped believing in. You have hopes you buried because disappointment hurt too deeply. You've told yourself to stop expecting too much so you wouldn't get hurt again. But you are not created to live numb. You are not created to exist with a closed heart, constantly guarding yourself against the possibility of pain. Yes, life has hurt you. Yes, people have let you down. Yes, things didn't turn out the way you once thought they would. But that doesn't mean your story is over. It doesn't mean life is done surprising you. It doesn't mean joy has finished visiting your days. There is more, so much more. There will be days ahead where you will laugh again without pretending. There will be moments where your heart feels light instead of heavy. There will be seasons where things finally make sense. There will be experiences that remind you that beauty still exists, that love is still real, that life can still be good. You will not always feel the way you do right now. You will not always carry what you carry right now. Change is coming. Healing is happening. Growth is unfolding. Even when you don't see it yet, it is building quietly within you. But this transformation isn't something that just magically happens. It begins with a choice to stop running from yourself, a choice to stop believing the lies that have lived in your mind, a choice to let go of what has been holding you hostage internally, a choice to say, I deserve peace, I deserve healing, I deserve love, I deserve a future. This isn't selfish, this is necessary. This is the kind of choice that changes the direction of a life. You may think you're too damaged. You may think you've messed up too badly. You may think it's too late. But it's not. As long as there's breath in your body, there is purpose in your existence. As long as you're here, there is something meaningful ahead. You are not disqualified. You are not done. You are not too far gone. You are still capable of becoming everything you were created to be. The past cannot rewrite your value. Failure cannot steal your identity. Pain cannot erase your purpose. Look at your journey honestly. You've walked through darkness and still found ways to care about others. You've cried and still continued to show up for life. You've been disappointed and still dared to hope again, even if only a little. That kind of heart is rare. That kind of heart is powerful. That kind of heart is beautiful. You are not weak. You are incredibly strong. Not because you never fall, but because you keep rising. And now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine living without constantly dragging your past behind you. Imagine waking up without the same weight pressing on your chest. Imagine looking in the mirror and finally seeing someone worthy, not someone broken. Imagine trusting again, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer afraid to live. That kind of life is not fantasy, it is possible, and it begins with believing that you are worth healing. You don't have to be perfect to move forward. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to suddenly become fearless. All you have to do is say yes. Yes to growth, yes to love, yes to forgiveness, including forgiving yourself. Yes to letting go of what has been hurting you silently. Yes to letting your heart breathe again. Yes to letting yourself live fully instead of just existing. Your story is sacred. Your journey matters. Every tear, every scar, every laugh, every victory, every failure, every comeback. It all matters. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been pointless. Everything has been shaping you, preparing you, strengthening you, refining you. You are not who you once were. You're more aware now, more resilient now, more capable now. And you are ready, whether you feel it yet or not, for what comes next. So as we come to this moment, I want you to remember this. You are deeply loved, not conditionally, not temporarily, not half-heartedly, fully, completely, endlessly. You are valued beyond anything you've lost. You are worth more than the mistakes you've made. You are chosen not because you are flawless, but because you are precious. You are not alone. Even when the room feels quiet, even when your thoughts feel loud, even when your heart feels tired, you are never unseen. You are never forgotten. You are never abandoned. Take this with you now. Let it live in your heart. Let it echo in your thoughts. Let it walk with you into tomorrow. You don't walk alone. You never have, and you never will. So lift your head, breathe deeply, stand a little stronger, hope a little louder, believe in your worth a little more boldly. Your story is still being written, and the best chapters are not behind you. They are still ahead. Stay, live, rise, become everything you